your feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. I hope right now that you are breathing easy. But if you are suffering from congestion, maybe the flu has hit at the worst time of the year, don't worry. Enjoying the warmer days, but struggling with sinus congestion can be a difficult balancing act. Well, hospital pharmacist and SAAHIP, Cape Western Cape chairman, he is the guy. Brent Sinhedge is here with the answer to your top concerns to help you breathe a little easier this season, because it feels like there is no flu season anymore, Brent. What's going on, man? But you guys are working all year round now, which is great. I love the fact that we can dip into your knowledge base that is so current. So thank you for being that for us and coming back here every week. We've got some great comments coming through and questions, people who are just dealing with the most right now. So we're going to jump into some of your comments, and thank you so much for weighing in on the conversation as well. I'm going to start with Precious Nkoli, who asked this. How does the change in season impact our susceptibility to colds, and what can we do to stay healthy during the transition? And that really does strike a chord with me, because it's often not in the peak of a winter or summer. It's when we move into spring, we move into winter, or even out of winter. Why is this, and what knock-on effect does it have?
So, spring, you're thinking renewal and growth, but I mean, you've always got those people that are struggling with allergies, and for them, this is not such a great time. So you're getting your pollen from various sources, and it's irritating our nasal passages. And that irritation is what causes your body to be more susceptible to viral and bacterial infections.
So it opens a little back door. Hey, come on in, guys. Come on, join the party.
And then the problem with that is the peak of the flu season might be in winter, but it does sort of linger and extend a bit into spring. That, with your allergies, it really just exacerbates your susceptibility to respiratory infections.
So it's kind of like a perfect storm when you least need it, and especially now because you want to be outdoors, you want to be enjoying these spaces. Suddenly the wind kicks up and there's sand, dust, dander everywhere. So following on from that, this says to me that managing the hay fever element of it and what's going on is going to be vitally important. How can something like SINUTAB help in that sense? Because often you don't need to solve the issue right away. You just need to mitigate the knock-on effect and let the body do what it needs to do.
So SINUTAB is a really versatile product, and it's designed to alleviate your cold and flu symptoms. So your runny nose, your congestion, your sinus pressure. And it's a really nice product because it harnesses this combination of 3 different products. You've got your pain reliever, you've got your decongestant, and your antihistamine component. Your pain reliever, that's there to take away any pain, pressure, and alleviate any fever that might be there.
And this is quite a nerve center in your head like that, so it's amazing how just something small there can affect the whole outlook.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then it's even got a decongestant, which helps to decrease the swelling of the tissues in the nasal passages, which helps you breathe a little bit easier. And finally, you've got your antihistamine, which is there to minimize sneezing as well as dry up that runny nose.
Oh, I love that. A lot of people are like, one by one, their heads are going up. What? Okay. We had another brilliant question coming through here from Tracy Kohler. So let's get this. She asked, what role does your sleeping position play in managing nighttime congestion? And are there any recommended positions for relief? My wife would have a very different answer to me, I think, like this. So she slaps me to tell me to turn onto my side. For me, it does. But what's the general rule?
So sleeping position is definitely an effective way to manage your nighttime congestion. The most optimal is actually on your back, head slightly tilted with a pillow propping up your head, because that just helps that mucus drain out of your sinuses and relieve that pressure. But the downside to that is you've got to remember that you don't want to elevate it too much, because then you sort of misalign your spine, you can have back and spine issues. So you've got to find that balance between allowing your head to be propped up without moving your neck into an unnatural position.
And even as we're saying this, people are like, that's a lot of effort before you go to sleep. Guys, we spend 50% of our lives in this position. We take so much cognizance of how we move our bodies when we're active, when we're conscious. And then we go to sleep and we forget about it. And we literally spend half our lives like that. You've woken me up this morning, buddy, in a big way. We've got a lovely one coming through from Lucas and Kube, who had this to say: how can nasal sprays or other treatments be used effectively to relieve nighttime congestion? You've kind of touched on this, but maybe you want to expand.
So again, things always come good in threes. There are three main types of your nasal sprays. You get your saline nasal sprays, which are there to hydrate your nasal passages, loosen that mucus, and just help it to drain out.
Not
and
too invasive. It's natural.
yeah, it's natural. So it's seawater, so pretty much, and it just helps to give you that sense of relief in your nasal passages. Then you've got your decongestants, as we've said before. That just helps decrease the swelling of the tissues, open up those airways. And finally, you get your corticosteroid nasal sprays, which provide more long-lasting relief because they combat that inflammation that's blocking your airways. And if you're looking for something other than medication, two good things to do is to add a humidifier to your room. It just brings a bit of moisture into the air and prevents that dry nose and your postnasal drip. And hot showers. Just taking a hot shower before you go to bed if you struggle helps to open up and give you that good night's sleep.
You know, a little mini spa treatment before you go to bed, the
Yeah,
humidifier. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. Now, we joke about it because it can be awful if you have a blocked nose, if you have that heavy congestion, especially at this time of the year. What I'm learning in spades here is speak to your pharmacist if you have any questions or anything that is bothering you. They can point you in the direction in terms of it's over the counter or needing to seek a doctor for further advice. But just go and stop the suffering. And of course, you want to be breathing easy when you're outdoors training and enjoying your time, and SINUTAB will get you there.